morning everybody and welcome to drumroll Wobble Gob 60. Oh my goodness me, cannot believe there's been, well no, there's been more than 60 because I only started doing the episode thing when I'd actually started it, so we're probably older than 60, but here we are. Excuse me. Happy Wednesday everybody. I hope everybody is well. People in the UK, I hope you've survived the heat. I am very glad that it's sort of broken and it's gone a little bit cooler and a bit more normal. Did have a jumper on yesterday, which did feel a bit weird, but anyway, there we go. So, welcome to Wobble Gob 60. It's not really a massive one this week after going off to the Netherlands and everything that happened with the last Wobble Gob. I just thought this one needs to be a bit more concise and a bit more just on it like a bonnet. So, what have I been up to? Well, this weekend I went and did a lovely workshop with a group in Belper, and we did our vintage hanging workshop. And I gave a talk on the Friday night. We had the workshop on the Saturday, and it was such a lovely weekend. And then to top it off, I went and did a workshop with Anne Kelly. So this is a piece. I'll explain what it is. So Jodrell Bank, which is the other side of Manchester for me, is a radio place. I'd never heard of it before. I wish I'd known about it beforehand because I think both my kids would have loved to have gone there for a look round. Oops, it's just fallen off. And it was a Cosmic Threads workshop. So Anne was asked to put a proposal in to create a piece to celebrate their 80th anniversary. They wanted a piece of textiles, and there is a mini exhibition on at the moment, which I will pop some pictures in after I've finished talking. We didn't really get a chance to have a look round because we were really focused on the workshop. Just looking there. Oh, lipstick. It's got out a cup of tea. Sorry. Right mess. That's by the by. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yes, there was a mini exhibition, but we didn't get to look around the whole place because we just wanted to go and do the workshop. But we said that when the exhibition opens, we're going to go back, and that should be December this year, to go and see the quilts. So the pieces of work were to be inspired by something from Jodrell Bank or something that it was associated with, and we were given a little bit of information beforehand. So when I came back from the workshop, I had a little bit of a look for something, and I just found a couple of images. So there's one there with just like an illustration of like the night sky and looking at the radio waves and things like that. And then this one was the colours in the sky, and it was something to do with radio noises and different sorts of things like that. So I sort of took those as my inspiration for my piece, and this is what I've ended up doing. So the pieces are 9 by 9 inches, and then you have to put them onto another piece because they're going to get joined together as a quilt. So this will have the edges all folded in to make it nice and neat, and it'll join up with other people's pieces that have been donated. So that's my sort of piece. So I started with, I'd got a piece of fabric and ripped up some scrim and stitched that on, and then I just started stitching. So I've got the centre of my radio wave here that's a bit more embellished, and little stars and things like that. And then the idea is it just radiates out and it gets quieter as it goes out. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I've quite enjoyed stitching. I love doing things like this. Because I know I've been asked before, since I teach workshops and run workshops and stuff like this, why do I still go on workshops? I'm just obsessed with workshops. I just love going, and for those of you that know me, you know that like stitching for the love of stitch is my thing, and it's just really nice to go and be with other like-minded people. We had such a lovely day, and got to see Anne again, which was great. There were about 20 of us on that day, and there was a day before. It was just a 2-day workshop. We were really lucky to get places actually because it sold out really quickly. But you still can take part. So you can take part at home and send a piece in. I'll put a link in the blurb to the website and where you can find information about what to do. They gave you 4 themes as inspiration. the size of piece and other bits and pieces, and you've got till the 31st of August to do this. And then Anne's collecting all the pieces, and she's making they're going to be more like hangings, she said, than a quilt, that are then going to get displayed in one of the buildings and become part of their permanent exhibition, and then it'll be open, and we're planning on that going back in December to go and have a look at everybody's pieces of work, and also actually have a look round Jodrell Bank. So that was just a lovely, lovely day on Sunday, and that's really the main thing I've been doing. Well, it's the main thing I did because I was getting ready for the workshop. And then books in a tin, I'll put those back there. Thank you so much to everybody that bought them. Harriet and I put a load together. We've got the new rectangular ones, we've got the square one as well, and they sold out really, really quickly. So thank you to everybody that's bought them. We are in the process of making some more. It does take quite a while because they're all packed individually by us, and every bit of paper is cut by us. So it does take quite a while, but again, these are just a lovely little project just to do. I think I mentioned these last week. I just love doing this on holiday, just taking everything, plus adding some bits to it from my own stash to make it a little bit more personal. So yes, we're in the process of making some more. So thank you for all the back in stock requests that people have sent as well. I really hope people do make the books. I know I'm a bit guilty sometimes of buying kits and then they just stay in a cupboard, but seeing as though the summer's coming up, hopefully this might be your project that you're going to take away with you on this in the summer. So a massive thank you to everybody, and thank you to people being patient. They will be back online soon as we've got everything in and they're all sorted. Another thing that's happening this week, which is quite exciting, which is tonight, between 7 and 8 p.m. I am doing an over a cuppa chat with Tilly Rose, and this is on her in her cafe, and it's 7 to 8 tonight. It's a live chat, and there is they've been really kind and given me a code for a 30-day free trial. So if you want to come and listen to me and Tilly just chuntering on for a bit, for an hour, goodness knows what we're going to end up talking about. It'll probably go off on lots of different tangents and it'll be quite hopefully entertaining. But if you fancy joining in, I'll pop the code that she's given me so that you can come in and just listen to the chat, maybe have a look around her cafe and see what's going on. So that's really, really exciting. What have I got coming up? So coming up, bit busy up to the summer. We're getting everything ready, kits and things like this. So if you're going on holiday and you feel like you need a project, I haven't just got the books in a tin. We've got weaving in a tin. I've got little bobbins. You can stock up on your threads, templates, haberdashery stuff. So there's all sorts of things in my shop. The shop will be open until, let me double check the dates. The shop is open until the 21st of July, and then we're having a couple of weeks off, and then it'll reopen again on the 4th of August. Between that time, you can still buy things, you can still book things, and they just won't get posted because we won't be here. So that's just a little bit of a heads up if you know you've got a summer holiday coming and you're wanting some bits and pieces for a project, for a stitchy project. So I'm going to be doing, I've got a talk and workshop coming up with the Warwickshire Stitchers in July, then a workshop with a group in Wolverhampton, which is very exciting. And then I'm having a bit of a summer break. I always say summer break, but if you know me from my last video and my little break to Amsterdam, I usually end up coming back with a brand new project and a new plan and something different that we're going to be doing. So got 2 weeks off, so we're doing a week in the van and then a week with the kids at the beach, so goodness knows what will come out of that. Crazy. And then when we get back, I am straight into my summer school. So I have summer school from the 18th to the 20th of April. It's an online summer school, so it's 2 hours a day, and we're doing our painted hoop and stitched workshop. I've still got a few places left on that one. If you can't actually make the live sessions and you still want to do it, it's fine. each day, every session gets emailed out to you, so you get the recording of the workshop as well. So there's just a few places left on that one. The Doncaster exhibition that's online that I mentioned last week, voting is open until the 22nd of July if you fancy going across and voting for your favourite piece. I'd feel very, very honoured if you thought mine was your favourite piece. Thank you very much. If you have voted, thank you. It means a lot. There are prizes for the public votes as well, so if you can spare 2 minutes and pop over and have a look, I would be very, very grateful. Again, I'll pop the link in the chat. Well, I think that's it. It's quite a short one this week. I am going to be getting today stitching on the 52 stitches. I'm getting ahead of the game with that. So if you fancy joining in, my memberships really are memberships to a group rather than a project. So even though the projects in theory run from January to December and they start again in January, you don't have to do them from January to December. You could start now and play catch up or carry on or dip in and out of the other projects that are on there. So there's the bobbing along and the what's sewing on groups, and I'll put links to those in the blurb as well if you fancy stitching along. So I'm quite excited. I'm going to be doing some more of the 52 stitches today. So yeah, that's my day planned. So I was thinking about my wellness thing, and I was having a look for quotes, and I found 2 quotes, and I thought they were quite funny because they sort of related to each other. And I have somewhere in here a thing about being creative and messy and stuff like this. So my first quote is, I am creative. You can't expect me to be neat as well. And I think that's really, really true. I think people that are creative, you go through a bit where you just have to have a bit of a tidy up, or at least a little workspace in front of you that's tidy, and there might be chaos around you. And then that prompted the other quote on the flip side of that, and just said that sewing is actually the art of creating something beautiful from the chaos. So really, it's a win-win. You don't have to tidy up, because if you tidy up too much, you're not going to look creative. And if you tidy up too much, it won't give you inspiration to create something beautiful. So there's your get out if anybody asks you, why is your workspace such a mess? You can say it's messy because I'm creative, and it's messy so that I can create something beautiful out of it. There we go. I think that is a total win-win. Excellent. Right. So there we are. This is probably the last Wobble Gob for June. I know we're halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy. And I'm not sure when I'll do the next one, because I'm not quite sure that there's going to be that much exciting to show you. I might just pop on again before the summer holidays. Please keep up to date with everything on my Instagram and Facebook page. And yeah, that's it from me, signing out. So have a fabulous Wednesday, everybody. Keep stitching, create beauty out of the chaos. Mwah. forgot to mention that I'd also popped into Huddersfield University. I always love going and seeing the degree shows. Particularly wanted to go this year because two of the students that were graduating were two ex-students of mine, and it was absolutely gorgeous to see where they'd come over the 4 years that they've been at Huddersfield Uni. So I just took a few photos and thought you'd like to see them.